Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today, this is a crazy game, man. Like Tundra, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the team. They're in top 4 of TI, and what I want to be doing today is looking at 33's Doom gameplay. His Doom gameplay this game is fascinating, and I want to show you this really awesome item build that he goes. He buys 6 mangoes over the course of the lane, tangos, and a 10-minute salve. It is the most odd usage of consumables I've seen in a very long time. This is extremely innovative gameplay we see from 33. And keep in mind, I want to show you guys this. 9 minutes in, look at the net worth. He laned against Slark. Slark is 800 gold, nearly 900 gold behind the next core. That is insane. That is insane, because Doom is theoretically countered by Slark in lane. So either way, this gameplay is like straight up innovative, I'm not even just saying that. Crazy stuff from 33 here coming out on the Doom. This was a first phase Doom, by the way, so it could have been countered by almost every hero on their team, and yet it still does incredible, and let's get into it. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like literally with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. So the only thing I will say is he unfortunately gets first blood, and the reason why I say unfortunately, it is going to allow him to buy a few more items than usual, right? You know, I have to be fair there. It definitely allows him to be a bit more aggressive than you would usually expect. However, he goes for a Wraith Band, which is kind of weird. I think it's mainly because Slark is just going to be punching you like crazy, but it's definitely a bit odd. I do think it's reasonable because of the fact that your hero has 68 damage, which is absurdly high. And so with a little bit more armor and some attack speed from the Wraith Band, you trade well. But yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of the Wraith Band. I don't think that's particularly broken. He must have run some numbers on it to see that it's good. I'll trust him on it for now. But either way, the main thing that he does that's interesting is the following couple of plays. So first things first, this is a lane where they're going to dodge. Mirana's going to arrow the range creep. He's going to turn on Scorched Earth if they go on him. And they're going to play a primarily defensive lane where they're looking to pull aggro. The next thing he does is hilarious, but very important and effective. When the creep wave meets up here, he's going to instantly pull aggro. Now he's going to pull aggro to the right here, and the reason why is the more you pull aggro to the right, or if you're on Dire to the left, then the creep waves will stay alive for longer. And that will basically make it where the lane is more likely to static closer to your tower, which is very good for trading and very good for aggression. So he'll do this over and over and over again as he uses the bottom lane CM multiple times to aggro the creep into the river. Like I've done this stuff, like I use this technique basically every game now, but he does it the most extreme I've ever seen. And that is the only reason the wave statics here, because from Slark's perspective, he doesn't have as much room to do that, right? So Slark connects the wave. He could have aggroed here. He probably should have. Monet's just trash. No, I'm kidding. This guy's in top 4 TI too, you know, I can't be talking. But he even probably should have aggroed. You can even see Monet's camera perspective. He's like, oh crap, the Doom is still doing this aggro shenanigans. The wave's actually going to shove in as a result. And that's exactly what happens. The wave now static's pretty far up. And this makes it where the Doom doesn't have to walk even remotely close to Slark's tower, which is really important because if he gets gone on, he can juke into the trees a bit easier. And most importantly, he's just away from the tower regen from Slark, and there's less room for Slark to build up essence if you know he is to trade. It also makes it where the Mirana can trade really comfortably around this tree line, right? It's just a best case scenario. And now he does push the wave in with Scorched Earth and look for the small camp. And this is where the lane begins to devolve. Because up until now, you know, it's pretty even. Slark's doing fine, even CS, things are okay. He did a good job of like going even, which, you know, it's a pretty hard lane. But this is where things get crazy. He finds the Harpy Stormcrafter. Now, to be fair, it's definitely lucky, but this is the most ridiculous ability in Dota. It is 140 damage for 50 mana. That is insane. That is insane how broken this ability actually is. And what he's gonna do is he even baits them to go on him here. He doesn't care about taking a little bit of damage. He's got the Harpy Stormcrafter lightning shenanigans that it does way too much damage, and he's casting it off cooldown on Slark here. Now, what's really funny is it is almost strictly advised against buying extreme amounts of regen after your original set of consumables because it pushes into your net worth, right? It hurts your overall net worth. However, that's kind of short-sighted, and I've watched a lot of 33 gameplay. I've watched probably 10 of his replays in the last 2 months, right? And I can tell you, he frequently, or at least relatively compared to other players, will buy mangoes if he thinks he can dominate the lane. The most common hero I see him do it on is Visage for obvious reasons and Soul Assumption. It's just a spammable ability with a high mana cost. So mangoes are good on Visage, and Visage likes the regen, right? Mangoes are just a great item. Right, that's the thing about mangoes. They're 0.6 HP regen. That's fantastic. Right, for 65 gold, 0.6 HP regen is really high, actually. It's super solid. You have to keep in mind, the HP regen for Ring of Health, which is an 800 gold item, is only 6.5. Mangoes are, I'm not going to do the math, like, because I'm gonna sound like an idiot when I get I'm going to get it crazy wrong, but you get the point, right? Mangoes are extremely good for HP regen. Absurdly good for HP regen. Now, to be fair, when you eat them, you don't keep the HP regen, but you also get mana, and it's a lot of mana. It's 100 mana, right? So this mango item is obscenely good for winning the lane, and that's what happens. Yeah, he does invest a lot of net worth to win the lane, but it completely dominates the Slark, and he understands by buying stats like this, and yeah, he gets lucky on the chain lightning creep. Let's keep it real. You know, there's pretty low odds that happens, but you know, he does get lucky with it. I think he would have went for it a different minute anyway. But if this does happen, you can do what he does here. And this is why I'm saying it's such like innovative laning, because in the moment, he's like, wow, I got the best creep. Okay, you know, okay, I'm going to buy 18 mangoes and mana boots. He buys mana boots. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have bought mana boots if he didn't have this chain lightning nonsense. But he buys mana boots, which is insane. And then off cooldown, he's just gonna, not exactly off cooldown. If the Slark tries to pressure him a little bit, he'll throw a chain lightning just to kind of punish him and get an auto attack on the disengage. Also, level 2 Scorched Earth does a ton of damage, and as a result, with level 2 Scorched Earth, they can easily pressure the Slark here, chase him down with a chain lightning, and pick up a kill. Really not hard to execute on. Just wait to pop Scorched Earth and the chain lightning until Slark goes for a CS. When he does that, use his abilities in conjunction with auto attacks to pressure a little bit, and then eventually you're going to bully them out of lane. And the same thing happens here. Scorched Earth, chain lightning, they chase him. It looks like, oh, maybe this isn't that great. No, it's fine. The Scorched Earth is doing a heinous amount of damage. Chain lightning literally kills Slark here, and the lane is completely GG'd. This is a lane that is absolutely not Doom favored. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's like the worst melee hero against Slark, because Scorched Earth is pretty decent early on, but it's definitely not that great. And he has managed to shut down one of the best carry players in the world. And to me, that is absolutely fascinating and honestly beautiful. And then from there with the mana boots, I mean, I'm not going to get too complex. He's just spamming the chain lightning. Like, there's really nothing to talk about. Anytime Slark shows, for instance, right here, chain lightning. And yeah, that's the gameplay. So I'm not going to focus too much more on the lane. We'll move towards the mid game. The only thing I want to say is he bought a casual salve 6 minutes in. Right, so he has a salve, I guess just in case he needs to regen up in between fights or after the fight. So he buys a salve, then he buys a windlace, completely doubling down on early skirmish potential as Monet tips him on the Slark. He's like, stop. What are you doing, you clown? Why do you have mana boots on Doom? Why are you using chain lightning on me in a TI match? And he's getting dumpstered. Look at the Slark CS. He's 15 compared to the 35 of Doom. He's getting dominated as they even look to dive the tower here. I think they actually do kill him. Yeah, they hit a beautiful arrow from Saksa and they doom this guy, but unfortunately the Razor TP comes out, so they both TP out. So they bait TPs, right? They bait the mid laner TP, they dive the Slark, they kill the Slark. It's just such value from 33 in the early game. I mean, the fact that he's winning, he's top net worth, and his shutdown Slark is part of the reason why Tundra is a top team, right? I mean, this is just an unbelievable performance. Like, an unbelievable performance. The fact that he's beaten a counter matchup in lane hard. From there, he plays very greedy, making stacks for himself, farming the jungle. After that, he's going to clear out mid wave. I think the reason why is his hero is pretty low kill potential. So I guess they feel like shifting the Pango, who's harder to gank, to the side lane is better than having Doom in the side lane, because Doom can get really easily ganked, where Pango cannot. And so they put the Doom in the mid lane, they have Doom farm that, and the triangle a little bit, because they don't even have a triangle farmer. CK can eventually, but isn't yet. So they have Doom from the triangle, gets his Midas, Shifts back to top, I think when Pango leaves top, he's like, okay, I want to keep the map open. When you pick Doom, you're playing pretty greedy typically. Your hero scales disturbingly well, so you're playing largely for a later timing, especially if you go Mana Boots Midas. You're pretty weak compared to going something like Phase Boots Drums, or, you know, something, or Phase Boots Vanguard, whatever of the sort. And yeah, he's just playing greedy, so nothing too much to say here, besides the fact that he consistently goes for side pulls. And the reason why he does that is when you side pull, when you're ahead like this and you're not looking to fight, it's great to side pull, even 13, 14, 15 minutes into the game, because it means the next creep wave is going to meet up closer to your tier 1, once again making it safe to farm, and that's really important. Now, the next two notable things I would like to cover here are his next few items and his choice of creep. So he actually opts and intentionally keeps the Alpha Wolf for a very long time this game. And honestly, I kind of agree with this. 30% AoE damage is one of the most ridiculous numbers in Dota. Like, it's pretty crazy what 30% damage is. For instance, on a hero like Skeeter, right, that's a bonus, what, 35 damage if I'm not mistaken? That's a crazy amount of damage just for standing next to your Doom. So I really do like this talent. It's obviously it's AoE, so it works on everyone too. Good on Pango as well. And yeah, then he goes for Aether, which seems a bit weird because if you're gonna have Aether, you would imagine he would want War Stomp. But I think the main thing with Aether is it builds into Octarine, which is the next item he's going to buy. I think he likes Octarine because it lowers the cooldown of Blink, it lowers... Doom has a ton of actives, right? So many actives. 4 active abilities, potentially 5, and multiple active items is probably the main reason why he buys Octarine. He just wants to play really, really high tempo, and he's absurdly greedy on Doom. Like, every time 33 plays Doom, he plays it like he's trying to 1v9. Like, you can see he pushes in top here, his team's mid, his team is setting up, right, or looking for a fight, he's farming. Why? Because he's not a War Stomp Doom. He's an Alpha Wolf Doom. He doesn't need to initiate. He doesn't even have Doom, right? So he's going to instead play the follow-up. And with the Aether Lens, he can initiate from really far away, right? He can blink in if he wants to. I'm not going to go on Mercy here. It's a waste of time. I don't think he finds a kill here. After the fight ends, we'll see what he does. They chase a little bit. They don't find anything. So typically we don't find anything. You're going to split up the map a little bit. You want to shove in your waves, as he's going to ping out top here. You can see his mindset is get out the wave, split up the map, keep the map open. And basically every pro team and good Dota player nowadays understands that creeps are kind of just worth more than going for kills most of the time. Not always, but the problem is if you go for kills without absorbing the creeps around the map, you'll just actually get out farmed, even if you're actually winning the kill battle, funny enough. So from there, he goes complete double down on shoving waves. And I think a big reason why he does this as well is also he believes that shoving in waves is very important for setting up good fights too. Right, so it's not only about gold, it's also about the ability to clear creep waves. Because Pango isn't going to buy bots, CK is not going to buy bots, they don't have a hero that can easily clear the waves. And he even has Quickening Charm. It's the greediest Doom I've ever seen. This crazy. Doom is greedy. 33 takes this to another level. He takes us to another level as he clears the bottom wave, keeping the map open with the bots. And now he TP's mid for a smoke. So he shoves in the bottom wave, which might bait a rotation. They're like, oh, big creep wave near the tower. It's safe. It's farm. So maybe they'll get a rotation out from Aster. Probably not. I think Aster's disciplined enough not. Oh, no. Okay. They actually see the Marcy. So Marcy did show to kill it. And they are looking to play off the spot wave. So they were expecting maybe Marcy to show up again. Unfortunately, Aster's too good. They don't find it. As Thunder was looking for the play. They don't get it. Maybe he'll TP top and clear out the wave. That'd be a little bit risky because Aster could be in the triangle. So he's actually going to set up for the Doom on the Razor. Doesn't find it, unfortunately. So he gets a little bit stuck top. He's probably sad he's not farming. If I'm 33 here, I'm just like, damn, man. I'm going to go hit some creeps. And upcoming here, we're going to see great discipline from 33 to get off the proper Doom in this team fight and actually TP out from the Razor. So really what I like that he does here is he understands that, hey, he doesn't have to throw out Doom right away. His best Doom target is the Slark, but I think Slark has Lincolns. Oh no, Slark doesn't. Maybe he just thinks that it's too risky to try to blink on Slark because the Slark, after all, does have two Death Shrouds. So instead, he goes onto the Marcy using the Shard, right? If you don't know what Doom Shard is, it increases the base stun duration of Inferno Blade, makes it longer, and do bonus damage if their level is a multiple of 3, or if they're above level 25, which isn't the case on Marcy here, unfortunately. That math I can do. And so he TP's out, right? And I like this play. I think maybe he could have doomed the Racer before going for the TP, but he TP's out. It's a really heads-up play, understanding, hey, I can use the rest of my BKB to TP out. And because the fight is on his side of the map, and he has an Aether Lens and an Octarine, the blink is coming back up, and he can join the fight. Unfortunately, his team, fortunately, I guess, his team owned so hard that his good play wasn't really needed, right? He didn't have to actually join back in the fight, but it would have been really good, right? It would have been a really nice reset off the BKB. A lot of people think like, oh, if I pop my BKB, I have to keep going, I have to win the fight. No, you don't. You know, if you can reset, if you can go back in later, that's often better than hard committing and doubling down on the engagement. Because, you know, you're probably not having good positioning, you don't have a good target priority, you don't have a clear view of the fight, etc., etc. And now he picks up the Ags, and the Ags is the Slark counter because he can't dispel it, right? So he dooms himself, classic new Doom, dooming himself, goes on the Slark, and there's no real save. Can't use a Depth Shroud, he can't really react because it's AoE, and yeah, it becomes a big problem for Aster. So really cool gameplay. Just the fact that 33 was the hardest Slark counter I've ever seen. Even though Slark is considered a Doom counter because it can buy Lincolns, it regens if it goes out of vision even when doomed. It can react to Doom pretty easily with the ulti, the Ghost Shroud, and it beats it in lane. Usually, Slark beats him in lane, but none of that really played out this game. 33 played it expertly as he goes Boots of Travel 2. Another thing that he does like crazy, if you look at his Dota 2 Pro Tracker, my man will sometimes even rush this item. It's so crazy. He just believes Doom wants to shove waves, scale, and I think that's his main concept. Shove waves and scale, and then occasionally doom someone. Like that's his idea, as he actually does pick up War Stomp, so maybe he does think it's better and just didn't find a Centaur. I don't really know. I thought he just valued the 30%, but I don't really know. I do think with the Axe, it's particularly valuable to have the War Stomp though, just to make sure they can't easily kite out from, or as easily run away from your Axe Doom and can't extend too far. And what's really cool about this Axe Doom is like, even if you don't necessarily catch the person you're going on, if they ever go in, they can get doomed, right? And that's what's so awesome as he dooms himself here. Obviously was going for the Slark, but unfortunately the Marcy does save him. But you can see when he runs in, he actually dooms the Mars. Right, Mars gets trapped in the corner, and even though he's BKB'd, he then gets doomed, which is really awesome how this interacts. It's a very cool Ags, and it's particularly just an incredible counter to BKB, as you can straight up doom people even if you didn't doom them directly, which is really valuable, as usually the way to play around Doom is to let someone else get doomed or block it with Lincolns, but with Ags, you can't really do that, and with Boots of Travel 2 and Scorcher at the movement speed, you're never really outrunning the Doom, as he's actually kept Quickening Charm for 47 minutes. Not 47 minutes, but you get what I'm saying. He has it at the 47-minute mark here, as he's going to buy Refresher 2, probably selling his Midas. Eventually, he's really hesitating to sell it. It's so funny how greedy he is. He's so greedy. But yeah, this is how he thinks you should play Doom. Obviously, it looks really good. He's top net worth by 13k gold on the Slark. Nearly 50% more net worth than the Slark, which is insane, as he picks up his 48-minute Refresh Orb, double AoE Doom as he drops it out here, gets the initiation onto the Mars. Gonna look maybe to the Marcy. Has to be a little bit careful of the Eye of the Storm from the Razor, but yeah, walks towards the Slark. That dooms up the Slark, and Slark has to then disengage. He has no choice. He doesn't want to get caught in the Doom as it's ending, and here he could probably refresh and go in again. I'm surprised he's not popping it. Maybe he wants to overwhelming blink and then refresh and blink again. That has to be his concept, right? Because otherwise he would have popped it by now. But instead he actually holds it. Interesting. Okay, yeah. No, he just waited. I don't really know why you would wait. It's a bit weird. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the game. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know this was a bit of a longer video, but I was really personally, honestly, just blown away and impressed by this Doom gameplay. And I want to share with you guys why I thought it was so impressive and what was so cool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.